previously during the investigation.
So, you want to find out everything there is to know about Diane?
Agent York, Nick is leaving the bar.
Wait! She's still alive.
Stop right there, Nick. You're under arrest for the attempted murder of Diane Ames. Emily, hurry!
You saved my life.
No need to thank me for that. I'm pretty useless. I couldn't save Becky. I couldn't save Diane.
Zach, let the treasure hunt begin. A crowded place, and yet it is very quiet there. Have you figured it out, Zach?
Must be the graveyard. There's lots of people there, but none of them can speak. You see? So let's get going to the graveyard.
Zach, we're supposed to play along with Harry's little game, remember?
I know. I'm with you on that. I don't like being played with either. But we've got 3 victims now. And we need to prevent that number from becoming 4.
Hello, and welcome to episode 26 of my playthrough of Deadly Premonition. This is Conservative Cat.
Just as Harry said, it's crowded and quiet. Hey, Brian.
Agent. Mr. Agent, how are you?
Not bad. I'm, just playing a little game with Harry.
Game? A game? Oh, is that fun?
We've only just started, Brian. The fun is about to begin. I'd like to ask you something, actually. Is there a tree in the graveyard that drops red seeds?
Seeds. Red seeds? That tree does. And that one.
I guess she knows the sky and the fog. Anyways, before we head off and explore the graveyard for Harry, let's go ahead and save, and I'll explain to you what that quest over there is. That is a quest for the bones that we picked up to give to Willie for the infinite ammo magnum that we have. You can give them to Brian, but you'll lose them forever. And for some reason, I'm not able to do it. I guess because this is, you know, a main quest area right now. So when I try to do it, I can only observe it. I can't really bring the bones over to Brian, because he's distracted by the red seeds. You knows the sky, you knows the fog. We're gonna have some battle here. Now, we have a little narrow path to go down, because the front gate is chained up pretty tightly, and the red motes are telling us to go the other way. I'm just gonna tell you right now that I do really poorly here. I mean, really, there's no room to maneuver, so pretty much my Greg coach isn't going to help that much. Oh yeah, at this range, as you can expect, shotgun doesn't even phase him. But don't get that wrong, the shotgun is a great weapon. And I'm going to end up using it quite a bit. The problem is that when you knock a shadow down, you can't run over their body. They just sit there. Okay. The good thing is these shadows die with one hit from the Greg coach rather than two. That said, we're still facing an infinite number of shadows. Somehow I was able to stop her from shooting me, even though I was genuinely worried about that happening. Yeah, you see, this is what happens. You get surrounded by them, and one will spawn up. Yeah, they'll just spawn up so much that you can't really maneuver out of the way after you take a hit. And since it's so narrow, you can't sneak by them. You eventually have to just go and Greco jump. This little area caused me way too much trouble, considering these things are all one-hit creatures. I end up using a lot of my healing kits here. Fortunately, you can buy healing kits from either Freckles, Fiona, or Usha at the hospital. And by the time he's done assaulting us, that one that we just killed will probably be up again. So, I decide to go with an AoE attack. Here's where the shotgun really ends up shining. Definitely having some trouble with the aiming right now. You know, this is probably my most miserable performance versus shadows yet. Especially one-hit kill shadows. This is just shameful. But it seems I found a pattern. Not my proudest moment, but I survived. Now that we fought our way through the gauntlet, we just push this gargoyle out of the way, and we have access to the red plants. Before we do, let's go ahead and heal back up our really terrible HP. And when we get back to town, we will just buy it up from Usha and Fiona, which costs about $3,000 to fully heal up. So.
Well, mission accomplished. Let's get back to Harry's. The reward better be good.
But you know about these seeds? They were right here under my nose. It's as if I was carefully carrying a bottle of water while walking in a pool.
We're learning the countryside version of common sense the hard way, Zach.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, finally you have arrived. You are welcome to come inside.
Anyways, we're probably going to face another what's it called? A puzzle here. But it's a different puzzle, actually. It's not the same one. Look there. I healed up completely. I restocked my bandages all the way up, so I have a full inventory now of both small, medium, and large medikits. Overall, we're doing pretty good. I think no matter what we face here, we will have no problems. Especially now that, you know, I think I got a pattern for that shotgun.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, please proceed to Mr. Stewart's room. There he awaits you, I shall assume.
Okay, different hallway, so I guess the whole room spun, not just the piano. Okay, we have 3 sonatas again. Well, 3 performance pieces. But this time there's more than just 6, so there's 24, at least 26. So it's not going to be guest rooms this time, or umbrellas. Really, I think this puzzle is a bit easier, well, less tedious than the other one, I mean. There's no scores over there. There is another garden area where all the puzzle solving actually takes place. But before we go there, let's go ahead and explore what there is here. We'll just skip that for now. Pretty much all of these double doors are locked, except for one of them which leads out to the courtyard. This one here is a guest room. And this one is here mostly to make sure that you don't die when you're visiting Harry, since remember, you're locked in. Hey, toilet pineapples. Get it? Can of pineapples. And it's a respawning item. We'll just go ahead and stock up on all this since we ate all our small foods. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on to the garden area. We will find the main puzzle out in the garden. It's at the very end of this hallway. Okay, we have a grid with statues, 3 statues, and along the side there we have different plates which have different numbers on them. On this one we have 60 through 10, and on the other one we have 1 through 6. So, can you guess what we have to do here? 3 statues, 3 places. Oh, 3 statues and a number board. This is the door to Harry's room. So, that's right, we have to move the puzzle, we have to move the statues onto, where we have to move one statue to every place, to every corresponding sonata number. So, let's go ahead and start pushing them into place. The first one was 14, if you remember correctly. They are 14, 23, 26. I was pushing this under the suspicion that you had to move it a different direction. You can only move it one direction after a while. Whenever it makes that little slot sound, I thought that was it getting stuck, not actually sliding into place. So I push it over the side, because I thought you couldn't push it 2 ways twice. But you can, so this becomes infinitely more... It's still tedious, but it becomes infinitely more... less bothersome. When you're done, the statue's eyes will light up. So we just have to do this 2 more times. So let's just speed this up. Now that victory is ours, let's go ahead and rush over to Harry's room. Now he has a absolutely beautiful room in here. At least it would be if it wasn't all dark outside. When he starts talking, it becomes light out, and you'll see it's a great place.
Harry, turns out what you said was true, and I'd like to hear more.
York, as you know, there's a powerful mystery surrounding these seeds. You've seen them at those other murders that took place elsewhere. And you've seen them deeply involved with the murders in this town as well.
That's right. But how do you know all this?
York, you must be younger than you look. Youngsters tend to hurry so much that they let things slip right past them. What you need to do is slow this down a bit. That way you'll see what's really important. Let me tell you a story. 50 years ago, when the war was over, just about when the communist threat started to become a rising threat, our town constructed a huge clock tower. Then, soon afterwards, a serial killer wearing a red raincoat went on a killing spree.
The legend of the Raincoat Killer? Stop playing games with me, Harry. That's nothing more than folklore. The FBI has no such record of a multiple homicide case in this town.
York, Anna, Becky, and now Diane. Their deaths are real, not folklore, not legend. The Raincoat Killer is also real. But under a strict gag order, the mass murder case was never made public. In fact, one could say that it was completely erased from history. Tell me, who do you think would be able to do something like that?
The military.
Very good. A model student.
But if there are no records about it, then how do you know it really happened?
Good question, York. Why would I know this? The answer is very simple. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. The brutal killer himself. But we can talk about the details of that encounter another time. What we need to talk about is your Raincoat Killer. The new Raincoat Killer, if you will. The new Raincoat Killer. Yes, let's call him that. After all, he's not the real one. What you want to know more about is the new one. Between 10 and 20 years ago, I noticed that these red seeds were special, and someone else did too. The human imagination can lead to tragedy sometimes. Someone linked the red seeds to the serial killer legend, who said, if you eat the red seeds and then kill someone, you will become immortal. This new fabricated legend was passed on from one to the next, evolving and changing every time, like a rumor. Some may have actually taken the seeds to try them out, to prove the legend, that is. York, the red seeds you have found from those other murders, they all came from this town, together with that one evil rumor. People on the other side of the planet may have heard of it by now. And those seeds might be grown in different parts of the world.
So you're saying that the series of cases I've been following are all linked to this town? That's interesting, Harry. But there's no evidence to support that story. None of the criminals we caught for the other murders ever mentioned anything like that.
It's your job, your role and duty to look into that, York. Now, the game must go on. You know I said that the incident 50 years ago was totally erased. Well, not quite. Records still exist in the sheriff's office. The old sheriff back then hated the military and did his own investigation. I need you to bring those documents here to me. Once you've done that, I'll tell you everything I know.
Okay, it's worth a look. And we may as well let the old man have his fun.
Looks like the plot is thickening, huh? That brings us to the end of episode 26 of my playthrough of Deadly Premonition. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and have a good day.
Documents from a case that happened 50 years ago. Let's play along with the old man for a little longer, shall we?
Zach, that means we need to head for the sheriff's department.